Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to my channel. Before you come into the chat, please hit that thumbs up, share this video, and subscribe if you haven't already. I did go thrifting yesterday and found an amazing high-end dishware set. And when we're talking about set, we're talking about several pieces. So this thing was huge. They wrapped it all up and they helped me out to the car with it. I believe this is a 6-piece setting, I believe, or it could be 8. I'm not for sure. Everything was wrapped up. So that was my one major purchase that I made, and it's really amazing. I think they said they only had this dishware set out for 1 hour before I came in. So I was really excited. I looked at it and I thought, wow. I thought it was pretty, so I proceeded to look on the back part of the dishware itself, and this is what was on it. Pamela Gladding, Certified International. And Pamela Gladding was known a lot for her painting, and her things do sell quite well on the online shopping avenues. And I kind of looked up her name, and it says Pamela graduated 20 years ago from the Tyler School of Art in Philadelphia, the art school of Temple University. She began her career painting harpsichords in Europe. From there, she moved to wall covering designs and learned the technical restrictions inherent in printing methods. So I would say that these pieces are definitely hand painted, and I have the entire set. Maybe some things that a lot of people don't have, and I was lucky enough to, like I said, I've only brought one piece out because one box is fairly large and it is heavy, but I really wanted to share this with you guys because it is amazing and it is special. And like I said, on a lot of online platforms, one piece of this goes for a pretty good price. So I had the opportunity to purchase several pieces as a set. It's amazing. There's even an extra piece, platter type piece that goes with the collection, but it was on a kind of a by itself basis. So that's really special when you can come up with find something amazing like this. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm sure some other people will come in the chat. If not, they can view this later, but here we have it. Hey, Laura, welcome in. Lord, did I thrift I seen it sitting there. I looked at it. I thought it was absolutely beautiful. Then I turned it over, and what did I see? That right there. And I have the entire set. I think there's like 6 pieces to it. I have the mugs. I'll just have to show you because it's very vast. So I think it took up about 3 shelves, and they was teasing me. They said, we're going to have to wrap all that. But I said, the good news is you're going to have to wrap it one time. And look at all the space you're going to have. But isn't that, these are hand painted. We're not playing around here. And like I said, she was an artist. And she started out painting harpsichords in Europe. And from there, she moved to wall covering designs and learned the technical restrictions inherent in printing methods. So that is amazing. I have 5 more I only got the pieces that I could carry because one box is really, really large, but isn't that gorgeous? This is a once in a lifetime opportunity. And like I was saying, it was only out there like 1 hour. And I come in and cleaned house, so to speak. But it is beautiful. Look at the edgings on that. I would say that this is definitely worthy of being put in a china cabinet. Like I said, I've seen a lot of pieces online, and you'd be surprised what these pieces go for because she is very renowned. You know, these are hand painted. So this is the little small, the I can't even think of the little small plate, for the lack of thinking of the better thing. And I also have three like containers that you would put stuff in, and I'll show them to you. Canister set. And if you look these up, it's going to blow your mind what these go for. And they do sell them. They wrap these very well. And Lindsay, good to see you, sweetie. I thought this was a major score. It had no chips or cracks. It's Pamela Gladding. And let me get the bottom. Each piece in pristine shape. So here is one of the canisters. I think she kind of derived, judging by the canister, I think she may have taken inspiration from Greek. So there's that one. These are hand painted. This is no a rundown and assembly line. They are hand painted. And here's the lid. And like I said, I bought the whole thing. So here we have the canister right here. Like I said, I think they took their inspiration from, it kind of gives me a Greek-like vibe to it. And this is not the only one. More's coming. These are beautiful. These are high-end. These are not. This is hand-painted, y'all. This is not a recreation. This is the real deal. And when you come on to something like that, if you got the money, go for it. All right. Coming up next, we have yet another canister. Like I said, I'm not for sure how many canisters was in this set. But I've got 3 of them. And, you know, that was the expense. There was 3. So I haven't researched enough to find out. So this is a scale down from the other one. Gorgeous hand painted with the lid in pristine condition. And it's just amazing. There you have your certified Pamela Gladding trademark. So I thought, I am buying those. I said it might take them an eternity to wrap it, but hey, they only have to wrap it one time because it went out the door, right? Okay. There's another canister somewhere because I know I've got 3. Where did that go? I'll find it in a minute. Look at that. That is of course, it was all sewed together, which I was so happy to take it off their hands. Look at this big, and there is a bowl that also goes with this. When they wrap something, they do it right. There's a bowl that this also sits down in, and this is pretty big. Let me find a measuring tape. Got to put them up somewhere or I'll be done lost them. So this stands 11 inches tall, and it is gorgeous. Pristine condition, beautiful floral painted motif on that. Beautiful, like a cranberry type color. There's your inside. So I do have a little plate thing that this does go into. So, oh Lord, guys, this is humongous. This, I'll have to get the paper off of it. We're talking, I got this at a good price too. This, oh my gosh, and it all matches. I gotta be careful because this is humongous. Look at that. Is that a platter or what? And then I think that's like a pineapple motif right there. Huge. And of course, it does have the same insignia as the others do. This is really huge. So there's that one. But there's another one that picture sits down in. So let's put this somewhere. Now we have the bowl. And like I said, I've got, if I'm thinking right, I have 6 of them. We have the coordinating matching bowl. That right there on the back. Very beautiful. You entertain with something like that, and you're going to, thank you, Laura. But yeah, every piece of this matches, and it is gorgeous. It's in wonderful condition. How a collection like this made it to the thrift shop without something getting broken, I don't know. It was probably packed really well, but this is your bowl. I think this is the one that goes to the picture. Let's take a peek. Then we have yet another little thing that goes right along with it. Very beautiful. If it were me, I would take and set this in the center. I think it's beautiful. How beautiful is that? So there's that. It's just, I couldn't help it. I had to buy it. The price was right. It's collectible. And I thought, yeah, I'm going to buy that. They might have to wrap it, but I said, look at all the room you have for all these other things, you know. So, moving on. So, we're going to move on. These are the bowls that match with it. And I do have 6, you know, right there in that same motif that the other things were in. But like I said, I'll look these up, and this right here would sell for high dollar. And people do buy this stuff because not only is it beautiful, it is collectible. Gorgeous pieces of. So I just went out, it's all in my trunk. I just went out there and picked the pieces, one of each piece, because I said, man, I'm not carrying that humongous box. Actually, there was one real big one and 2 smaller ones. So now we have the coordinating mugs that go with this. So pretty. And here are the mugs that go right along with it. There's your insignia right there. Let me get it up so you can see it. Very, very nice. And I have 6 of those. Wrap it back up. It's good to see you guys. Thank you so much for coming in. I think this may, well, no, I still have another vintage dishware set that I haven't even broken out yet. So we do have another additional platter as well. So wouldn't that be amazing to set your table with something like that? There's your your Pamela gladding on the back. So what we've got, makes a total of 3. No, wait a minute. This is a plate. My fault. This is a plate. These are your plates that go right along with your saucers and your cup. And with that, matches perfectly. But these are the plates, and I have 6 of those as well. Very good condition. It's a nice set. So, moving on. Then we have this very large bowl that also goes along with it. Okay, Laura's having computer issues. Yeah, sometimes but isn't that amazing? You know, you set a table with something like this, and you know, I thought it was beautiful. It's very looks kind of classy and upper brow, and that's what this is. It's not something that is copy cutted and you see around the corner. This is collectible, and some of these pieces go for high dollar. And very rarely do you find someone that has such a vast set of this stuff. I just happen to be in the right place at the right time. And it's heavy, you know, it is heavy. But, you know, could you imagine serving your food on something that looks like that? Very beautiful. So, you know, I don't know if she made, now I do have I guess they're considered coffee mugs or whatever. But yeah, I cleaned up. I've got the entire set. So pretty. And there again, there is your mark right there. And make it to where I can walk out of this room. Where is that third canister? But anyway, there's a third canister that, you know, they stair step down, and I thought this was just really amazing. Very beautiful. And at first I thought, you know, that's really pretty, and I kind of tipped up the bottom and took a look, and when I saw who it was, I'm like, wow. But her pieces are very collectible, very lightning does not strike twice in the same spot. To find someone that has such a vast collection of these. But and she did cut out other patterns as well. So it's certified international. So I am not really sure the date on these. I don't know. But I know one thing, they go for a pretty penny because of what they are in the, like I said, this reminded me of a Greek type, kind of crafted after that. But I wanted to come on here and show you guys this. I mean, I couldn't believe it when I seen it. But, everyone loves this type of thing. And I thought the price was right and I was going to pick it up because when opportunity knocks, you answer. So I sure did. And these are microwave and oven safe. And she does make other really beautiful printed dishware as well. But let's see. So I thought, why not? There may be someone out there looking for something like this. So I just picked it up. Like I said, it would be really nice in a... she does have a pattern named Tuscany that has the grapes and everything on it, but I think this set was by far more beautiful than that. So anyway, like I said, it sells for a pretty penny, and the larger the item is, the more it sells for. And it is collectible, and I just happened to find it in really good shape. So I just bought it, because you never know what people are interested in, and you never want to miss an opportunity. So I know this was like on one collection, but that's really the only thing I've seen. In this international silver, there were two of these, and then a coordinating spoon, whatever I did with it. And I did do a short on that because International Silver Company is a pretty good company. They do make sterling silver as well as silver plated. And what did I do with that spoon? But I've got a couple of them. I know that spoon was referred to, it has a name, but I haven't looked into it yet, and I have them somewhere. But that was really the only two things I bought. And I came real close to going back today, but I thought, no, I need to get these items out of my trunk. Hey, Brian, welcome in, sweetheart. Good to see ya. But this is what I was showing Brian. I have an entire collection. Lucy, welcome in, hon. Good to see ya. I have an entire collection of this Pamela Gladding. Let me get it turned the correct way. Isn't that gorgeous? Let me show you some of the other things. This is the little, the smaller plate. Isn't that gorgeous? You've got that burgundy in the background, and these are hand painted. This is not a fly-by-night thing where something was mass produced. And I don't even know, I've got 6 of these. And here is your plate. Fancy smancy. Good to see you, Brian. I hope you're doing okay. But like I said, couldn't you imagine someone presenting you a plate like this with food on it? Isn't that beautiful? I think that on the bottom is like a pineapple type thing, but it is gorgeous. You can tell that was not mass produced. There's that, and there was another one. I have 3 canisters as well. Unless I'm losing my mind, I have another canister somewhere. But I do have the canister set, which has 3 to it, and they kind of stair step down. They're all the same motif. They're in excellent condition. I bought this at one heck of a deal. And they're all that certified international. They do sell high dollar. I'm telling you, I looked at some, like I was saying, very rarely do you find someone that, like if you had a piece of this and something got broken, that you could purchase to replace that. And like I said, I believe that, man, this kind of reminds me of a Greek type motif, really. And I do have three of these stairs stepping down from big, medium, and small. Like I said, you never know what people are looking for. Why am I itching? Then take a look at that bowl. Let me move this very carefully, move this out of the way. Look at that. That is a humongous bowl. That goes with the collection as well. Now that's some fancy stuff, guys. Just saying. Oh, there's a really beautiful platter over here. Let me get those. Now this is kind of a special one. It does go with the set, but it's constructed differently than the rest of it in a way. But that's like a serving platter, I guess, and I've got one even bigger than that. It is beautiful. Look at that. I mean, we're talking big, huge. Can you imagine your ham or smaller turkey on this at Thanksgiving? Wouldn't that be amazing? This is entertaining dishes, So, also I have a very it's really strange how things come about. I lost my debit card. I think it might be a little over a week ago. And where I thought I had lost it was the consignment shop that I go in like all the time, where a lot of my stuff comes from. So I went in there yesterday and I heard someone calling my name, and I turned around and I looked, and it was this young man. And the first thing that came to my mind, how do you know my name? He goes, well, I found your debit card. And I guess when I had went to the drugstore and went on around and put the card in my lap, I must have gotten up in the wind or whatever, got caught up in it and blew it over in the next parking lot. So he goes, yeah, he said, I see you come in here a lot. And I'm like, I'm thinking, is he watching me? But anyway, he had my debit card, and I said, well, thank you very much. I said I went ahead and canceled it. And he tried to contact me on Facebook and tell you got to watch whose message you pick up on. I really didn't know what that was all about, and I just didn't answer. But anyway, the mystery of the missing debit card had been solved. It had went over into his parking lot where I think they do window tinting or something. I thought, wow, that's a long way to blow for a debit card, but that's so weird. And I guess when he found it, a lot of people were on Facebook, and he looked me up on there. And like I said, I don't answer any kind of message from anyone that I don't know, and I just wouldn't respond to it. because you don't know what people are up to. Hey, Yeti, welcome in. We've been showing some fancy dishware, and this is who it's by, Pamela Gladding, and I have the whole thing: plates, bowls, mugs. Here's the smaller plate. Isn't that beautiful? And I got it at a good price. It took up 3 shelves, and I bought the whole set. Beautiful, beautiful platter right there. We're talking about, you got rich folk coming over, pull this out, and they will be very impressed. Good to see you, Yeti. Thank you so much. Then we have this big, gigantic bowl. Now that would hold a lot of something, wouldn't it? It's really big. And then we have this humongous platter. Very impressive. I thought this was so beautiful. Thank you, Lucy. And when I looked it up online, I'm like, Lord have mercy. And like I said, very rarely do people come across someone that is able to get their hands on such a large collection. And I bought it all. Hey, Facey Ace, welcome in. But when that young man came up, he said my name, and I'm like, things go through your mind. I'm like, automatically, I said, how did you know my name? And I'm like, so he did find the card, but it was over in another parking lot. But guys, sometimes it's smart when somebody sends you a friend request or is able to send you a message. You got to be careful, because there's a lot of people that think they want a rendezvous, and people that scam, and I don't have time for that, And I just didn't answer, but everything happens for a reason. But I thought it was so odd that my card comes back to me in the most, but I thanked him and put it in my purse. But I'm like, wow. He goes, I watch you. He goes, I see you come in here a lot. And I'm like, is he, why? It just, I'm not paranoid, but it does make you think, are you watching me? But I do go in there a lot, and now you know why. But I just got the card back. I'm going to destroy it, and because I got a new one the same day, and I'm glad it wasn't the weekend where I would have had to have waited and wondered, did somebody get a hold of it and use it? Because in a lot of stores, when you run a card, they have a thing where they can bypass the PIN, and that alone is scary. But everything, it was so weird that it came back to me like that. But I'm going to cut it up and destroy it. But I searched my car. I looked under the seat. Me and my daughter took a flashlight and looked, and I just couldn't, and it was so frustrating. But, the only thing I could do was contact the bank the next morning and cancel it. So, as I do have purchased major beads, and I'll show you what I've been working on. And like I said, this is not complete yet, but I'll show you. This is going to be a Christmas tree, a pink one. And like I said, I do have to fill in some things. But this is going to be a Christmas tree. Look at the bottom. And then I'm going to carry that on around. Then I'm going to put lights. You have a spot back there, and I'm going to mount some twinkle lights, one to each side, because I love lights. And then I'm going to probably put earrings on here that are really pretty. that only have one. And I'm going to deck this out, but this is what I've been working on as well as crocheting, but I decided to make it a little fancy there because I do have all those beads. And this, once I get it complete, you see all the beautiful earrings on there and a really special topper, but I had to make one for myself. So I'll do the other one in green, and I'll probably do it. But I thought this would be beautiful with different things on it. Like I said, I'm not done with it yet, but that's in the works. So that's what I've been working on. I have lots of beads, lots of sequin type things, and I thought I would get busy because I have the ability to craft. I just get kind of where, thank you, Brian. The other one will be the traditional green and stuff like that, but you have to get it started. But naturally, y'all know I have to have a pink tree. That's in the works. I've got some beautiful AB glass crystal that are connected, and I'm going to make it like garland on this, around like that. And I'm just going to use my imagination and craft, craft, craft. But sometimes we have the talent to do something, and we have all these big ideals. We purchase all these things, and then we put them off to the side. Then we forget. But like I said, I only brought up the pieces that, like one of the smaller plate, the mug. Where's the mug at? Because I didn't want to have to carry a bunch of. There's no way I could have carried that box. Thank you, Brian. I'm one of these type of people that, I have to keep focused. I can't. If I get a thought in my mind that I want to do something, I'll go right to that. But you guys, we never complete anything. If we do that, we have to stay focused on that one item. And us females are multitaskers. We're just that way until we get something done. But my jaw's it'll be a week today that I have these posts put in, and it is getting better. It hurts at times, but I usually just take some Motrin, and I'm thinking, remember back in the day where they would have to do the post all the way around the top and the bottom? They would have to put somebody in the hospital because I'm telling you, I've got two and they're painful. But now they have the ones that they put in the 3 spokes and then pop them in. But thank you, Brian. It's on the mend. It was a week today that I had this done, and it's on the mend. They told you, don't drink from a straw, eat soft foods, try to rest. And I said, I'm glad I've seen that because I had a container out in my car with a metal straw in it, and I don't want to mess it up. That was about $4,000 right there, and 2 teeth. And of course, they'll make the replacements. But I had a tooth. I had a root canal done. They had to go through a tooth. Well, there was a bridge over it, and when they did, a few months down, probably 3 months down the line, that tooth broke off level with the gum, and it had to be cut out. And there I had a 3-tooth bridge and nothing to hook the end off, so he cut the back tooth off and put it over there. And God, it's expensive to go to the dentist, and it's even more expensive to have crowns or bridges, and it's just so expensive. But I was thinking, I usually don't let anything stop me, but this is major. When they drill a spoke down your jawbone, it's serious business. But it's doing well. And I'm a survivor. We sometimes, and some people just mention the word dentist and they're really afraid of it. But, sometimes, it's best to get that taken care of and go to regular dental appointments so they can check it out. Because once you get a bad tooth or something, I mean, you're looking at some major work. Yeah, they can pull it, but my husband spent a fortune up in here, and and I'm not kidding either. But yeah, the dentists, they do charge, and prices of things are going up every day, and it makes sometimes surviving in this world with the cost of everything. And if someone gets sick or something, you got to go to the hospital or the doctor. It's expensive. I'm just so thankful that we have insurance and everything, because it can really be, really costly to have an illness or something. But to me, I don't think, you know, anyone should be turned down for medical treatment because of, their insurance may not be as good or something, because we're all human. Today it's about, we're like cattle. They herd us through like cattle. They want to know first where the money's coming from. And I know there's a lot of people out there that their insurance is not that good. And then I know that as long as you're paying on a bill from the hospital, they can't do anything with you. They just have to accept your payments. And, but you guys know, if you get a major illness or something that, and it's such a shame that, you may have worked all your life and your insurance may not be that good. And then on the other hand, you have people out there that are getting benefits that can work now, and they're being taken care of. Meanwhile, you're having to worry about, and like I said, I am not against helping people, but what I am against is where people can work and they won't. Take care of those little children. Hey, R&R, welcome in. Take care of those little children, but make the parents work. We're tired of taking care of everybody else, and they're sitting back and they're drawing their money, and we have worked and enabled them to do that. I'm just really, my daughter works in a retail store, and she sees a lot of things go on and stuff like that, and it's awful. But R&R or Rommel, I got an entire set of this dishware from the thrift store. It is this right here, Pamela Gladding. I looked a lot of this up. It is high dollar, and now I know why. It's thank you. I thought it was beautiful. One of the pieces, and I bought the whole collection. Here's one of the, look how big that is. You could impress anybody with a ham or a small turkey on that. But isn't that gorgeous? And then I have been working. Ramel has inspired me to craft, and I'll show this to him. I don't know if he's seen it. I am working on a Christmas tree, a pink bling. I'm not done yet, but I've got started. And if anyone's not seen R&R Picker's channel, he is really a wonderful crafter, and he's really talented. And I think I watched one where he had all these watches. I love watches, especially the fancy watches. I've always been about the watch. This one is all sterling silver, and those are garnet. That watch is sterling silver. So I got this when I went to a flea market over in Kentucky, and I stopped at this booth and I saw this beautiful watch, and it's sterling, guys. And it's got really pretty garnets. And I stopped in there and I'm like, thank you, Brian. I said, I want that watch. Can anyone guess what I paid for this watch? Now we're talking complete sterling silver garnets. Laura, we have a real, well, she knows. He's at it again. The brand is, hang on. This is Croton is what it is. Brian, he is that person is a pain in everyone's behind. He comes in, he says suggestive things, and he's bad news. Thank you, Miss Laura. So how much do you guys think I paid for that watch? Garnets, sterling silver. So just throw a guess out there how much this thing was. How much do you think that what this watch was? I gotta get something to drink. He makes my pretty good guess, R&R. Pretty good guess. Good guess. I bought it at a flea market at a fairgrounds. It's a thing they have over in Louisville, Kentucky flea market. It's a big deal. $40 for that complete sterling silver and garnet. $40. And it also has another link thing to it that you can make it a little bit bigger if you want to. Yeah. And I remember talking to him. He goes, that's either ruby or garnet in that. So I went around the corner and there was a lady that had an antique booth and she sold jewelry as well. And I asked her if she could look at these stones, and she goes, they're definitely garnets. Yeah, I could, but I love my watch. But isn't that beautiful? It's Croton. And I don't think he really knew what he had. I think he just, maybe he bought it for less, but it is beautiful. Let me look on the back. It is 925 sterling silver, Japanese quartz back, stainless steel. Let's see here. It's hard to hold something still, guys. You can see the 925. Japan. Yeah, Japan movement. Yes, it is in beautiful condition, and it does have an extra little thing that you can make it larger if you'd want to. It's down in my jewelry box. I know, here's that corner of it right there. Hey, Shell Bell, welcome in. Yeah, Brian, this Gizmo, he'll come in as Gizmo or Izzo, and he's a troublemaker, and he says very suggestive things, and guess he's needs to pick up a new hobby. But anyway, Shell Bell, I'll show you. I bought an entire dish set of, I have 6 of these, 6 plates, the entire set of this. You wouldn't believe. Then I have this as well. This is another piece that came with it. Yeah, that was him, that old devil. A big old bowl. Man, you could serve some serious something in that. I'm not for sure. It's, I think it may be decorative type, and it reminds me of a Greek motif, but I don't know what it's for. But I thought maybe it was for this. I'm not for sure. Could be. And there's that piece. I bought the whole shebang, the whole thing. It took up 3 shelves. Here's another platter. Isn't that gorgeous? I hope everything was okay, Shell Bell, because I know how these postal people get on your nerves. Then we have this big gargantuan platter. What was broken? Oh, darn them. And here is your plate. These are actual plates. Here is your bowl, and there's 6 of them. My goodness, I feel like strangling those people. And then I have 3 of these that they stair step down, like bigger, big, medium, and small. Thank you, Shell Bell. But yeah, these are all from the same. I looked these up online, and you wouldn't believe the price that these go for. But well, I'm glad, Shell Bell. I'd like to go down there and give those postal people a lesson in not throwing stuff. They'd probably throw me out. I can get pretty mouthy. And then Shell Bell, this is the Christmas tree that, of course, I do need to patch different places that I am working on. Here's the bottom. I'm going to put like single earrings that are real beautiful that do not have a mate to them. In the back, I'm going to mount a couple twinkle lights on each side. Then I have some AB connected crystals. I'm going to do like garland. We're going to have a Christmas tree. Of course, it's not done yet. I do have some fill-ins to do, but hey, at least I started, right? And we'll tuck all those in, but it's going to be a pink Christmas tree. Glittery Christmas tree. Oh, here's a spoon. Laura, do you recognize this pattern on this? Is that international silver spoon? Do you recognize the pattern on that? I have 2 of them. I don't know what that's called. Laura would probably know. Thank you, Brian. I'm going to give it a whirl. I don't know. They call this something, but I don't know what they call it. But you got your stamp right here on the back. Now, if I can keep it still long enough. That's really, really hard. Hey, Jane. Welcome in, sweetie. International silver. Come on, camera focus. But yeah, these are silver plated, which I did get. Laura will probably befall one of them in a spoon, international silver, and they were in a short. And there were two of them, and it had two coordinating spoons. I'm glad you enjoy your earrings, Jane, and thank you so much. Orleans. Always ask Laura about that because she knows more about it than I do. But isn't that gorgeous? So I'm going to share with Laura, so she will probably end up getting the other set. I'm always thinking about, but what we were looking at, Jane, I don't know if you've seen this. I've got an entire, what I call an ensemble of this plates, bowls, mugs, couple platters, and yeah, might take me an eternity to get it out of there. And here's the large picture right here. Like I said, I think it was Greek inspired by just looking at the pedestal there. I've got plates, I have bowls, I have this, I have a canister set. This came along with it as well. Uh, big old. If you got a big family, there you go. Big. It's this big. Here's my head, and here's the plate or bowl. Thank you, Brian. Then I have canisters that match it, and some mugs, and very, very collectible. Oh, goodness. I'll be glad when this jaw heals up from those spokes. Got two spokes over here for implants to be put in there. This was a week today, so I was talking to my brother-in-law. He came out and picked up a dolly. Thank you, Jane. And I was telling him, I said, remember back in the day when they didn't have these that had the three-prong snap in? Had those done all the way around. I said, they have to put somebody in the hospital with that much. All those things going all the way across. Ugh. My dentist said that he did do a procedure on a couple people like that. And think about how long it took that to heal and all the pain. And oh, I only got two and it bugs me. But I'm going to have to figure out when the next auction is. I got to get Romel's glass beads together for his. And yes, he did. I did sell him the pen because he was very insistent. He wanted that Bakelite pen. So I'm just waiting on. Every time I see him in the chat, he mentioned it. So I'm not goofing off, Romel. I'm actually looking through some beads. And do I want it? Do I want to sell that? Do I want to sell it? Do I want to sell it? But I do have a lot of things in here. But R&R is he gets a lot of fantastic watches. Where do you get your watches, R&R? But he crafts really well. I love a good watch. I know, have you ever seen a man so happy over a Bakelite pen? He goes, oh, please, God, don't let her hoard that. Please, God, don't let her hoard that pen. every now and then now used to buy it in Shop Goodwill, eBay, and whatnot. Now, do you? I know you're in the Philippines. Do you purchase? Do you have things shipped to you? Like, do you have any of like a Goodwill or anything in your area? Whatnot and eBay. I bought a something off eBay one time, and it was some kind of a craft lot, and there was nothing but junk, all sourced from the U.S. Yeah, it had all kinds of stuff in it. I couldn't believe it, and I left a comment. The pen is mightier than the sword, and I said, never have I seen such junk, and that's what I put in there. You know, looks like they had a table full of stuff and went like that, and I don't. Every now and then I'll go to Shop Goodwill and look at their some of their lots, and I'm kind of leery because I bought one Goodwill blue box and I was not happy about it. It wasn't, and I think I bought a crafter's box, and I'll be darned if the crafter's box wasn't better than the one that was supposed to be, uh, you know. But I think Romel lives out. What beach is connected with your country, Romel? I know there's a beach in there somewhere. So I did watch the news about Florida, and they said that uh, the hurricane was not as bad as projected, and there was some damage, but it could have been a lot worse because before the eye of the storm made landfall, it kind of fizzled a little bit, so it wasn't as bad. So that there's still a lot of power outages and stuff over there, but you know, a lot of people they won't leave. They say, well, you need to leave for your own safety, and some of them rode the storm out. I don't know. I guess it kind of gets personal. I got one craftware lot looked like they swept the floor dirt. Oh, don't that make you mad, Jane? Here you have, they get all the stuff donated for free, and they want to do people like that, and I don't like that. It's just, something that really bothered me was when I think a family went to Goodwill, and I know there's other places that help people out like that. And she had 3 kids, and they needed clothing. We are surrounded by sea, Pacific Ocean in the east, and West Philippine Sea on the west. Yeah, you've got water all the way around. And this lady went with her 3 children to get clothing to the Goodwill for them to help them. And I'll have you know, they would not help them, even though their stuff is donated. The CEO is making all this money. And it's not the fact, it's greed. It's greed. They were so, why, why be so greedy with when you can help somebody and to send, they could have helped her and they could have wrote it off, but they didn't want to. And that says a lot about that industry. I realize that everyone has to go by rules, and they do help the disabled, and that's a good thing. But if somebody comes to you and needs help and you turn them away, I mean, that's really sad, you know. And God was watching that as well. They get all these free donations, and they want to play it like that and not help someone that really needs it. I frown on. I don't like that. Alfonso says, yes, Alfonso, I'm having a good day and I'm blessed with all of you people. I don't recommend Goodwill. They're known to exploit the disabled workers by paying them pennies per hour. If you are legally blind, you will only earn 22 cents an hour. Now that's a disgrace right there. I didn't know that, Alfonso. I'm glad you told me that. That is terrible. I know the mustard seed where I thrift my items from, they hire people like that, but I'm sure they don't pay them. Uh, that's an insult. And welcome in, Alfonso. Good to see you. That, I mean, there's something wrong with that picture. They're getting all this stuff donated, and they can't pay a person more than that. And I'm glad that you told me that because 22 cents an hour, my goodness. And I know a lot of their proceeds go to helping disabled out. I know this because I knew someone from the National Federation for the Blind who got a job at Goodwill and they only got $1.50 after working 3 weeks at Goodwill here in Colorado. Oh my God, that is disgusting. Oh. And yes, here in Indiana, if you go to a Goodwill and they spend so much, and they ask you if you want to round it up to the nearest dollar to help the disabled. Well, I don't have any problem with that. However, I have a problem with a swindler. He was working full time as a cashier. And look at all these Goodwills, like the ones that have the bins that they bring out and people look through. That's a big joke right there. And Lord have mercy, don't get in their way when they're rolling that cart out. But I think I went in there one time and man, they push those carts out as fast as they can push them. And, like I said, the CEO is making money, and I don't mind helping the disabled, but I do have a problem with them being exploited, and that's what that is. They can say how they dress it up how they want to. That is ridiculous. What do they think because they're helping them that they should be able to pay them peanuts? I don't think so. I think after the C word, I think the wages of some people went up because I think they've raised minimum wage because they was discovering that people are worth more than that. If you got someone that'll work and stay with it and not be late, pay them a little more. Pay people for their dedication to your business. Because I'm telling you what, if it takes people to work, and if they didn't have that, I'm thankful I don't work for Goodwill. I work for ARC thrift stores, which they hire disabled workers and pay at or above minimum wage. Good, Alfonso. I've been working there for 5 years. There you go. I know my father-in-law, he had macular degeneration and he was considered legally blind. Now, here in Indiana, you don't have to pay property tax when you're disabled like that. And yeah, even though people, they are sight impaired and stuff like that, and some may be a little bit on the slow side, but that doesn't give anyone the license to treat them like that. I cannot stand stuff like that. And a lot of these people that are disabled in whatever ways, they want to please people, they want to do a good job, they want to be praised, and then somebody turn around and offer them a price like that. There's something wrong there. And people that have disabilities are very trainable, and they do have potential, but you won't know if you keep. I got Employee of the Month twice in my 5-year career, plus an art give free classes through Art University, and they take us on field trips like museum, zoo, river, and boat cruises. Wow. Yeah, that is wonderful. So I assume, Alfonso, that you are sight impaired from what I gather. But, just because people, hey, Red Road, welcome in, sweetheart. Good to see you. I showed them I got a bunch of these pieces of the Pamela Gladding pieces. Oh, Lord, I bought them out. Plates and in this motif, and plates, saucers, mugs, platters, bowls. I bought it all. But, we're talking about how the Goodwill, I was told how the Goodwill pays their disabled employees. And I think it's a disgrace that they're not being paid more than that. Look at the CEO. He's making bank. And you know why he's making that? Because people donated a bunch of free stuff, and he's living on the high hog, yet he allows his disabled people that they serve work for peanuts. I don't like that. Mm-mm. You know, I know the Salvation Army helps people as well. And there's a Salvation Army that I like to go in that, but, when, that's when, we should, if there's establishments like that that help people, and you have a mother come in with 3 kids and they don't help her with clothing, I think that's disgusting. And God was watching that too. He's seeing the greed. What would it have really hurt to help that lady out with her children's clothing? However, we're subject to the child labors where we can't work past 5 p.m. no more than 20 hours a week due to safety reasons. They come down very hard when it comes to, oh yeah, they do. I remember when my daughter was working and she was still in school, the company does not allow us to leave the store by ourselves. Right. Because, if you're visually impaired and stuff like that, people drive like maniacs. You could be walking, all of a sudden somebody might hit you or something. But I don't believe in that greed. I mean, they get all these donations for absolutely nothing, and they help the disabled. But I have a problem with them not paying these disabled workers a good wage. My goodness, that is terrible. But my daughter was working. I think she might have been in the 10th grade, 11th grade, something like that. And she was working somewhere, and this lady didn't like her. And I was working in the same place, and I went down there to pick her up. And she kept telling me that the lady would say, "You're staying over." And there is a thing where if you're in school, tell her that somebody didn't come in and you're staying over. And I went in there to pick her up, and she told me about it. And I looked at the manager. I said, "Let me tell you something. She is going to clock out and she is going home, because if I go back in the back, we're both going to get fired." But, how dare her single my daughter out and pick on her and tell her that she's going to stay over? Why, I'd have been rolling around with her in the parking lot. Instead of the manager wanting to sit back there on third shifts and eat Big Macs and do absolutely nothing, and tell my daughter that she was staying over and she was in school, there'd been a heck of a go. Me and her went around and around. Let's see. Laborers weren't passed. The company does not allow us to leave the store. Okay, I read that. I remember getting in trouble a few months ago for going outside to the garden at the ARC University, and they thought I was missing. Oh my goodness. Alfonso, you might not want to wander off by yourself if you want to do something. And I know that it's not that they're removing your independence. They're trying to help you because there are dangers out there and they don't want you to be hurt. And it's probably a good idea to say, "Hey, I want to go. Will you help me?" And they probably will. But I understand. I'm sure that caused a lot of panic. But nobody was going to tell my daughter and her in school that she was going to stay over. I didn't say I wasn't a little feisty. Then she went to work at Walmart, and she had a person was making her stay over after she worked her shift to wait on so she could go and eat her lunch. Well, as a mother, I heard about that. And it took everything, and we was in there and I seen that lady, and it took everything inside of me not to walk up to her and say, "How dare you?" And Shannon said, "Mom, don't do it. Don't do it. Please. I know how you are. Don't do it." So I didn't say anything to her, this lady. And I told Shannon, I said, "You go to the boss and tell him what she's doing and get this settled, or I am going to say something to her." So it wasn't long after that they allowed Shannon to leave her shift before that manager come on, because she was making her give people breaks after she stood there her 8 hours and using her. Oh, I was so mad. And Shannon knows how her mother is, and Shannon said, "You don't want none of that, I guarantee you." But we're all protective of our children, as we should be. And you know I don't. I know my daughter. I try to teach her. 5 years ago, I had a supervisor who got into a lot of trouble sending me out to do customer carry out, and my manager went outside and grabbed me and said it was not good at all. Oh, wow. Yeah, you gotta, when there are organizations like that, people have to obey. Those rules are in place for a reason. I was told not to go outside at all. Now, would they let you go outside if you were accompanied by someone, Alfonso? But yeah, we all have that right. So you have to keep the rules. You might want to be. I know a lot of times people that have disabilities, they just want to, they want to be independent, but sometimes you can't be because it poses a direct danger. You don't know who's out there. You don't know what's up. So it's always good to have a someone with you to help you. But that's why they put those rules in place, because They want to keep you safe. So you guys, I'm going to go ahead and end this live, but I did want to show you guys this beautiful dishware that's probably coming to an auction real soon. And I wanted to share this with you, and only carried out a very few select pieces because this is heavy. So I'd like to thank everyone for coming in. Make sure you've hit that thumbs up. Thank you. Let me see if I can't grab another piece, and it has all the plates and all the little saucers and the cups. I got it all. So I'm going to let you guys go. I really appreciate you being here. And there'll probably be an auction upcoming. I'm not for sure. I may have someone with me. I don't know. Be in a company with me. And I cleared out an entire 3 shelves of this. So it was too good to pass up. So I really appreciate you guys being here. Have a wonderful and safe day. Love you guys. Until next time, take care and have fun. I'll see you in the next auction I'm in the chat. Thank you, Brian. I appreciate that. See you guys later. Thank you so much for being here. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much.